Good evening and welcome to the February 13th meeting of the Beavercreek Parks, Recreation, and Culture Park Board. Glad you're here tonight, and we'll start with a call to order. Oh, I did call to order. We'll start with a roll call.
All right. Mr. Corbett.
Here.
Mrs. Meyer.
Here.
Mrs. Fulcher.
Here.
Mr. Tips and Mrs. Falk are not with us this evening.
Great. Thank you, Jackie. We'll begin with the agenda. You have a copy in front of you. After you've had a minute to look at it, I will accept a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
And all in favor? Aye. And you have the minutes from our January meeting as well. Thank you, Jackie, for sending those out. And if no one has any other corrections, I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's great. So tonight we have a guest speaker. We're going to welcome to the podium Greg Gustafson, who's going to talk to us a little bit about Owens Place Baseball League. Greg, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we'd love to hear all about it.
Well, we started Owens Place Baseball last summer. It was the first inaugural season. We played down at Rotary Park on 2 t-ball fields. We accept any disability, doesn't matter if they're in a wheelchair or whatever, to play baseball with us. 4 to 22 is our youth age, and then we're trying to get an adult league. We only had 6 for last year that wanted to play in adults, so we moved them into the youth, and they were fine with that. We had 38 members last year, so we're hoping to grow again this year in that. I've done coaching of the special needs between Idaho and here for the last this will be my 10th year doing it in that. So previous 6 years have been over in Fairborn. Like I say, we're using the t-ball fields right now. We're trying to set up and get enough money together to build a diamond down at Owens Place on the Victory Park side, but that takes money, of course.
Sure.
To do that. As far as players, I mean, we work with no matter what their disability is, and that we pitch to them. We try to get some of them to pitch, that type of thing, work with our program.
Do you have a number of volunteers that help and support?
We do have both therapy centers, ABC Therapy and Therapy Connections in Beavercreek are already helping us out. And then we've got a select team out of Huber Heights that likes to play with us when we were in Fairborn. Now they've moved over with us. And they're going to come play at least 1 or 2 games. We've also worked with the Softball Association in the back half of Rotary, and they've given us the diamonds to use and play under the lights. And that we try to give every team at least one of those games so they get to bat a field.
That's fine.
For them.
Are there opportunities? Now the community, I'm sure, is watching, and there may be some folks out there that are interested in volunteering. Are there other opportunities for people to contribute?
Every Saturday, we play every Saturday morning, starting at 9:30, 9:30, depending on when everybody's there, and then we'll play for at least an hour, hour and a half. Once we get more teams, we're going to have a second game later. But yeah, anybody's welcome to come volunteer in that. They just got to let one of us managers know, and that through us, and then we can set them up with what teams, and they can be buddies one-on-one. We're also working with the school district this year, and they're doing their Field of Dreams sponsor of the district, and we're already looking at the baseball and softball diamond people from the high school. They're looking at coming in and helping us out too. And we've got 2 coaches from the high school that are going to come help us this year.
I'd be happy, Greg, to share this with some students over on campus at Wright State as well.
It's more than welcome.
We
had one from Sinclair last year that came and helped us and found out about it.
Well, we've got about 800 students with disabilities on campus, and about half of those are learning disabilities, but a lot of folks that are interested in being active and looking for opportunities.
No problem.
I'd be happy to share that.
That would work. And always can send us an email under the owensplacebaseball@gmail.com. One of us, we can all get to that and be glad to get in, hook up with them that way.
Do you know if most of your participants are from the Beavercreek area or from all over?
90% of our players this year, or last year's out of the 38, were from Beavercreek. And then we had a couple from Fairborn. We had one come as far as from Sydney to play with us. And then she had a special family issue why she was doing it, but she had nothing up there, so she drove down here to play with us.
Oh, that's great.
And the signups are,
Sign-ups, yep, are gonna be April 7th and the 28th, and we'll do it from noon to 4. I'm working with Dick's right now on their webpage. We're looking like we're gonna have online registration this year now, so that's gonna be another option for them to be able to use. We're just finally setting up the last of the program. Hopefully within the next couple days that'll be ready. And then Signs Now in town here has already said they're gonna make us signs up that we can put down at the park or wherever and that to say, hey, if you want players for special needs, here you go. And the school districts agreed to let us have flyers go out to the teachers or email to the parents and say,
great.
hey, throughout the whole school district. So
Any cost to participants?
it is $30, and that covers a T-shirt and a hat for them. And that most kids don't like the pants or the socks. They don't like that feel, so
Right.
we go with that, and that covers the insurance and rental of the fields, all that stuff for the whole summer. Flat fee of $30, and that covers the end of year party, trophies, all that stuff's included in that.
that's exciting.
Any other questions? No. Anything else?
No, sir?
Oh, Greg, thank you very much.
Thank you, I
Really
appreciate it.
that. Fantastic. All right. Next item on the agenda is division reports.
Good evening. So now that it's February, instead of having a division report and a park board report, we actually have our annual report. So I will be reporting on all of 2017. So, certainly throughout the year last year, we updated you on each of the months, everything that's going on. But what I'd like to present to you now is basically, hey, here's the year in review, all the goals that we have going forward to 2018, and then what we accomplished in 2017. And then there's also some highlights. So hang in there. We did a lot. So, and I'm happy to take questions as we go through. So we'll start on the recreation side. We increased our summer day camp attendance by 14%. You can see on the left that's some of the campers. We built forts. So again, this is our traditional summer day camp, the Monday through Friday, programmed out 9:30 to 3:30 with extended hours. We have also found that with our summer day camp, it's becoming very popular, which is awesome. Most of the weeks were filled with, and if not, with a waiting list. So there's going to be some additional camp opportunities this coming summer. So we're really looking forward to getting that information out. So look forward to that. And then we were able to send 9 different children to summer camp, total of 51 weeks through our scholarship program. Last summer was our first year that we had a scholarship program, and we were able to send those kids. So again, looking forward to sending more kids this coming summer. We contracted with 2 new instructors. One was an early morning yoga class, and the other one is a Quest dance. They were teaching parkour and hip hop dance. So we did some summer programs with them, and then we also did a fall or winter. And those came out very popular, so we'll be looking to program with them again this year. And then we also offered 5 new programs. Our wellness walkers, you can see a group of the ladies on the right-hand side. We had a nice core group of walkers, and then some new ones sprinkled in. We did a couple archery clinics. We started the snowman photo contest, a winter break mini day camp, and then learn to play pickleball. We also increased our rentals at CI Beaver Hall by 17%. And we increased our class opportunities. We did a Hoop Stars with Jumpstart Sports, Tai Chi, Stretch, Strength, and Tone, and then a roller size fit camp. We revamped our sponsorship package for events to maximize benefits. We do try to offer, and we do offer free events throughout the year to our community, and we're able to do a lot of those through sponsorship dollars. So we do appreciate everybody who gave us money in this past year, and certainly looking for continued support in 2018. We also came up with 2 new partnerships. Beavercreek Township, we did the fishing derby at Phillips Park last May, and we'll be also doing that again this May. It's at Phillips Park. It was a nice area, big shelter. Smaller pond than what we have at Lafino Park, so a little easier to keep an eye on things, but it worked out very well. And then Mosaic Church was also at our kickoff to summer. So if you were out there, they were the ones, they gave out free food, and then did some activities with the kids. We also increased our attendance at Party in the Park from 92 to 273.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's not a typo. 273. So we were really excited. If you remember, and I think it's probably on the next slide. So as we did our Party in the Parks, we strategically placed those. And so whatever projects we're doing this year, we had the party at those neighborhood parks so we could tell people what's coming up. And we added a bunch of new partners and volunteers for our 4th of July event. So in the children's area, we had Primrose, Decoy Art, Beavercreek Girl Scouts, Beavercreek Church, Baptist Church donated their large tent. Mr. C was our entertainment, so he donated his time. We had the Beavercreek High School Marching Band in the parade, which was a huge hit. We really appreciated them coming out. And Dusty Stirk, who was through Church of the Nazarene, he was our MC. So, the community will start seeing information on the 4th of July coming up. We will be doing that again on July 4th, 2018. So we'll be looking for vendors, we'll be looking for sponsors, parade participants. So we have a great committee this year, as we did last year, but really pumping out some information. So mark your calendars for July 4th. And that is our pizza eating contest. That was new this past summer. It was a little rainy, so it made the pizza eating contest even more interesting. But I've been told by our chair that it's not going to rain this summer, so we should be all set. And then just some highlights from our recreation division. We did 10 events with an attendance over 6,700 people. We had 35 programs with attendance over 4,500, and that's working with 19 different contracted instructors. Our sponsorship dollars was over 26,000, and then our participation in non-registered programs increased by over 1,500. And with the non-registered, those are the programs where there's a lot of people out there that we really can't take attendance. They're not registered, and so we do our best job to estimate.
Is that like the Sunday concert series, things like that, or is that?
That is more of like our events, and I knew you were going to ask me that, and then I just totally blanked on. Living History, Heritage Days.
Okay.
So some of those are events that we may not necessarily run. Some of them we do, or we work in conjunction.
Thank you.
So as I say, the 10 events up there, those are strictly run by the city staff. But then we also work with the Popcorn Festival, Perennial Trade Days. There's some outside agencies that we work with.
Thank you.
So, and I like to put this up here. We talk a lot each month. We do a lot of things. And keep in mind, on the recreation side, we have 3 staff members. So Aaron Harris does the bulk of the work. So looking at this, you're like, oh my goodness. So it's fantastic, and certainly we have some additional staff members that help out too. Jackie Dell is another key player in all of this too. But it's amazing some of the stuff that we're able to do. And again, with volunteers. We certainly can't run some of those programs and events by ourselves. On the senior center side, as we look back from 2017, we did open the new fitness room. We expanded the game room and the front desk area over at the Lafino Plaza. And as a reminder, the Lafino Plaza is an extension of the senior center, but the new rooms are on the recreation side, so there's a meeting space, multi-purpose, that is open to the community. The fitness center and the game room and the front desk area are for senior center. So if you're looking at the fitness area and going, I would love to go there, you do have to be 55 and older. We received $4,000 in grant money from Greene County Council on Aging, and with that money we were able to purchase a new treadmill. This past year we also publicized events outside the center, encouraging new members and attendees. So we are trying to push all the stuff that we do instead of just inside the senior center to the outside and encouraging people to come out. Trust me, it is not just for those old people. And I hear that from like 70 and 80-year-olds that they're not old enough to be over there. 55 and above, it's a great place. So the picture is from the Red Hotties, their annual luncheon. So Mr. Lee Dutille gets invited as an honorary Red Lady. We worked with the Beavercreek News Current for additional marketing opportunities. So Lee was able to coordinate that, and a few times we got a full page in their newspaper and just saying, hey, here's everything that we have going on for the next month. And we recruited 11 new volunteers. So again, transportation, kitchen, and the front desk. Certainly we can never say enough about our volunteers. They run the place over at the senior center, and we cannot have the programs, we can't have the building that we do without them. Again, at the senior center, we have 3.5 staff members who do a phenomenal job, but as great as they are, they still cannot keep up with everything going on. So we're always looking for new volunteers. So I will go ahead and make my plug now. If you're looking to volunteer, it's brand new year and you want to do something, you want to make a difference in somebody's lives, certainly look to the senior center and volunteering. There's always a place for you. You do not have to be 55 to volunteer at the senior center. We also offered some new classes through the senior center: diabetes, CPR, magic, senior safety online, and self-defense. And we offered some new programs: Be a Healthier You, Grandparent, Grandchild, which is the picture to the left. It was really a cute program. We did 2 or 3 of those themed out, but it was a chance for grandma or grandpa to bring their grandchild, do some games. They did some cooking, some crafts, just a time to spend just together. We did some medical checks throughout the year, and that's basically somebody came in to make sure that their walker was still good, wheelchair. I think people kind of forget to make sure that there is maintenance on those too. Did some tours of senior facilities, and then somebody did a talk on the World War II seawall, which was very popular. Some of the highlights on the senior center side: we did 12 different classes with attendance over 9,700. 18 programs with attendance over 15,000. Our membership scans increased by over 1,700. And as we say, a membership scan, that means somebody walking on the door and their membership card gets scanned. So that's the amount of people that came through. Our trips for transportation increased. We have been going outside of Beavercreek for doctor's appointments, so anything medical, we will travel outside of Beavercreek. And so, of course, our miles increased. And donations on the senior center side was a little over 5,000. So again, that's personal donations, or that's people just, through, they want to donate their money to our transportation program. And I think we also had our summer concert series donations going to there. And that's how our summer concerts were paid out of the senior center. So again, as people are looking towards you, it's a tough topic, but as you're looking to go into another life, wondering what to do with some of your money, the senior center does have a foundation through Green Giving. So if you're looking for some charitable giving, whether it's at the end of the year or as you move on, we are certainly able to work that out. That's a terrible topic, but on the park side, we'll get into happier times now. We regraded and reseeded the athletic fields at Rotary Park. So as you go into Rotary Park, that's the big fields on the right-hand side. So we're not having as much water problems. Certainly in the springtime, it will still become a lake. Looks like we can do some swimming or canoeing on it, but it is draining a whole lot faster, and it's not holding the water as much. We have one more corner that needs to be done. But we will actually do that late July, actually as soon as the Owens Place baseball is finished up with their league, because that'll happen around their T-ball diamond. So I don't want to wreck your leagues. You're welcome. We also installed a new playground at Spicer Heights, and we started presenting park projects at our park board monthly meetings. We installed a shade structure at Royal Point. Now, certainly if you've driven by Royal Point, you haven't seen that shade structure. We have the big posts up, but we weren't sure how the winter was going to go, and luckily we did not put the fabric up with all the snow and all the ice that we got. So this spring, we'll put the fabric over those posts, and so that will cover up the playground, and so it'll be shaded. Mr. Corbett, are you confused?
So in the future, will you take it down for the winter, or you just, since it was new, just decided not to put it up right away?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep, it'll stay up from here on out. We coordinated park projects at our Party in Your Park events. We will do that again this summer. And we installed concrete paths at Wartinger Park. And again, if you've been out to Wartinger Park with all the rain, all the snow, it's looking a little mucky. That's a technical term. But the company is going to come back out, do a little bit more grading, a little bit more seeding, and so it'll look a whole lot better this summer. But they did a phenomenal job. It's a great improvement to that park.
Yeah, I agree. Just driving by, you can see how nice the concrete paths are.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome project.
We also worked with an Eagle Scout and a National Honor Society. The Eagle Scout, they helped at Royal Point, planted trees and did some landscaping around the tree and when we put up the new sign. And then the honor student actually cleaned all the bricks at Veterans Memorial. So the bricks and then the actual monument. So it looks phenomenal. So again, if you're an Eagle Scout, National Honor Society, and you're looking for a project, you can certainly call our office. You can talk with Mr. Zach Wyke, who is our new assistant superintendent, and he's taken on all those volunteer projects. And of course, the biggie, we completed our construction of Lafino Plaza. So again, that is open to the community. We have a multi-purpose space where we're doing a lot of our recreation programs, and then we have a meeting space that is open to the community, certainly to Beavercreek groups and nonprofits for free. And then those groups outside of Beavercreek or for-profits, we have a slight charge. We had 9 groups adopt a park. The Kiwanis, Spicer Heights, Wright State University, the Dayton Islamic School, Church of the Nazarene, Girl Scouts, the Greene County Master Gardeners. To your right, that's our Beavercreek Kiwanis group helping out at CI Beaver Park. So again, if you're an organization and interested in cleaning up any of our city parks, please contact our office. We're always looking for additional help. So as we talk about our recreation staff, on our park staff, we have 5 full-time, 2 part-time, and we have 23 parks to maintain. So, and some of those are rather large. We have 1 full-time individual at Rotary Park. So if you're looking to help out, please contact us. So as we look into 2018 on the recreation side, we'll be facilitating a volunteer recognition event with our park board. We just talked about that a little bit. Open the new Lafino Plaza space and utilize it to offer public programs and meetings for various organizations. And also facilitate an Arbor Day celebration. So as a whole, we are going to be going out to get Tree City designation by the end of this year. And one of those things that is required to have an Arbor Day celebration. So we have a brand new tree advisory board, and part of their role is to do an Arbor Day celebration, but we will be helping them out at least this first year, and then they'll be off and running after that. We're also looking to increase our indoor programming offerings at Lafino Plaza. So we're averaging 2 programs per day at both CI Beaver Hall and Lafino Plaza. Offer a specialty day camp run concurrently with our traditional summer day camp. And then also foster some new relationships with the Beavercreek branch of the Greene County Public Library. So we already have a few of those set up, so if you've received your In Touch, you'll see some of those programs coming. We're also looking to run financially successful winter and spring break camps with Decoy Art Studio, and hoping to break even, meaning revenue versus expenses. Send quarterly surveys for our programs and classes to make improvements, and increase our donations to Camper Scholarship Fund to send 5 more children to camp. We would also like to increase our rentals at CI Beaver Hall by 10%. and increase our special event donations to cover 90% of the event costs.
Yeah, can I ask a question about the Beaver Hall? I was thinking about that as you showed the 17% growth in rentals before. Do you expect to do less programming in Beaver Hall now that the Lafino property is open, making it more available for rentals? Is that part of that goal, or?
Yeah, I hate to say loosely, but Beaver Hall it's set up more as a rental facility, but that's usually just happening Friday, Saturday, Sundays. So we still have the rest of the week. I think a big push will bring people into Lafino Plaza because it's a bigger space. We're able to do 2 programs at once at Lafino Plaza with a moving wall,
Right.
but some things will stay at CB.
So it really is just generating new business, not necessarily filling empty space.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. As we move over to the Senior Center, goals for 2018, review the transportation program and the current or future levels of volunteering. As I stated earlier, we're going a lot more places and we are doing a lot more trips. Transportation is run all by volunteers. That's scheduling, taking the phone calls, putting everything together, driving the van, and then whenever one van goes out, along with the driver is an escort. So we have somebody helping the passengers. So that's 2 people per trip that we're trying to volunteer. So if you are looking to volunteer, that's a big need right now. And we did, and it's probably in one of these slides, but we secured a grant, or we applied for a grant to buy a new van in 2018. So we're waiting for final thing, but we're pretty confident that that's going to come through. So we'll have a new van this year too. We're also looking to purchase new transportation software. Right now, if you're familiar at all, but we are using Access as our database for software and scheduling people. It's a great program, but maybe not for what we're looking for it to do. So we're trying to look for a transportation software that will pretty much do everything. You put the people in there. If Johnny needs a wheelchair, you plug him in and the software automatically puts Johnny on said truck that has a wheelchair lift. It would also print out directions to wherever the person's going, and then each van would have a tablet. So they could get real time, like, hey, by the way, Johnny canceled, can you go here? And so it can be real time instead of what we're doing old school and printing out. So looking forward to seeing that develop. And then also create a transportation manual for each van. So that way, as volunteers get in the van, or if there's any issues or anything, we always have some type of manual. Here's the van, here's just maybe some of its quirks, how it works, where everything is. So we're looking to put some information like that together. We'd also like to create a volunteer manual. One of the things, MRVRMA, it's our Miami Valley Risk Management Association, who we're a part of. We're working with them to put some type of volunteer manual together that, kind of meets one of their checklist items. So we would like to increase our public outreach to increase our membership by 5%. And then submit letters to area clubs, groups, churches, and again, to increase our volunteers by 10%. On the park side, and we talked about this last month, but install a new program at, not a program, we're going to install a playground at Rotary Park, install a new playground at Gershbacher, new parking lot at Shout Park for overflow, and that will just be an extension. So as you drive in, don't do it now, but if you just keep going straight, that's where the overflow parking will be. Last year we had kind of a makeshift. You could park on the grass. We did some drainage, but this year we'll actually put down some asphalt. And then also improve Merrick Park with some amenities. Maybe a climber, a swing, benches, shade structure. Again, that's something we'll have a neighborhood meeting and just kind of get an idea of exactly what they would be interested in doing or having. We'd like to grow the Adopt a Park program by 2 parks. We're going to be working on our 10-year master plan. Research new volunteer groups to help clean up our Beavercreek parks. Continue with tree replacement at Gershbacher and Spicer Heights. And again, just to go back to Gershbacher, if you've driven by there, you'll notice that there's really not many trees left. Our staff went in with a forestry mower, and we had to remove a lot of trees. They were all ash, they were dead, and really they were just going to come down. So we wanted to make sure we took them down before they fell. And then that way too, before we get the playground installed, we had some time to clear all those out, and then little by little we'll start replacing those trees. And then again, as I said earlier, achieve our Tree City USA designation. And right now we are accepting applications for park maintenance workers, parks intern, our sports management intern, camp counselors. They are also hiring on the golf side and in with public service traffic. So if anybody is interested in a seasonal job, they can go to our website, go to the HR division and fill out an application, or certainly give our office a call if there's any questions. But it is seasonal, so it's not a full-time job. We'll call it full-time seasonal, so 40 hours a week. And of course, we are always looking for sponsorship opportunities. So whether you're a business, an organization, or an individual, and you would love to give back to our department, please contact me, and I'd be happy to tell you what we have to offer. So, we do not, like within this slide presentation, really don't have any of the upcoming events. Please go to our website. So we have a lot of things going up. We're in February, so March we're going to be kicking into full gear, but softball starting up, soccer, softball for adults, soccer for adults, all our fitness classes. Our next event is a couple in April, Arbor Day, and kickoff to summer. On the senior center side, they've got some new fitness classes. And also on the park side, or as our division, we have taken over the operation and maintenance of Victory Park in Community Park. So if you're interested in using the gazebo at Victory Park or campsite at Community, certainly contact our office. If you see any issues or any concerns with either of those parks, contact our office, but we're the ones taking care of those parks. With that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Nothing new?
No questions.
That's fantastic.
All right, I answered mine, or asked mine as we went along. I do want to say, you mentioned it earlier, with the size staff that we have here in the city of Beavercreek, we're very fortunate to have quality staff and to have the amount of programming available to our community that you provide. You probably don't get thanked enough, but we do, as a park board, really appreciate the efforts that you have, that you put into what you do and share with us here at the park board meeting. So thank you very much. And congratulations on a great year. Old business is our next agenda item. Our primary old business has evolved around our volunteer recognition event that we had planned for April 26th. And as a group, we had a pre-meeting tonight and continue to go over those for the volunteers in our community. Our invitations will start going out next week, and then we will be soliciting from volunteer organizations nominations for awards this year to really recognize some of the special folks. They're all special, but the folks that maybe have gone above and beyond in supporting our community and our programs. Anything else, old business, I'm forgetting?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, awesome. New business, again, I have none on the agenda for tonight. I don't believe so. No, unscheduled visitors. So leads us to action items. Again, there are a number of things that we identified earlier as a group for the volunteer recognition event. Beyond that, I'm not aware of any. Do want to wish one of our park board members, Dan Tips, quick recovery. He has not been feeling well, and we will hope to have him back for our next meeting coming up in March. I probably could have saved that for board time.
That's an
Darn,
action
now I don't
item.
have anything for board time.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So that does bring us to board time, so we'll start over here, Candy, with you. If you have anything you'd like to share.
Yeah, I have a few Owens Place things to share. The Greene County Master Gardeners put in a shade garden and a butterfly garden in the fall, and they are now going to partner with the design, I think it's design team or design class that's at Ankeny. The class will build raised beds so that we can have some sensory gardens that are wheelchair accessible. And so that class will do that in the last quarter of the school year, and then Master Gardeners will take that on as a project, and that will go around where the shadow play area is. Let's see. And then they have a few events coming up. There's at the Beavercreek Golf Course, and these are all fundraisers because the equipment at Owens Place, for the most part, is by donation. So March 9th at the Beavercreek Golf Course is something called Paddles Up. If you've not heard of it, it's new to me too, but apparently vendors provide baskets, and then you buy tickets and purchase a paddle, or rent a paddle, I guess, and it has a number. So if there's something that you want to bid on, depending on what the cost of it is, you put a certain number of tickets in with your number on it, and then if they pull your number, you hold your paddle up, and then you get it. And it's a fundraiser, so that will be for Owens Place. On Tuesday, April 17th, we have our second annual opening day at Dublin Pub. We have the entire Dublin Pub for the night from 5:30 to 9:30. The tickets are $25. That includes appetizers, raffles, door prizes, entertainment. You can go to www.owensplace.org, or on Facebook, just put in Owens Place, Beavercreek, Ohio. It should pop up saying a universally accessible playground. And there's a link there to Eventbrite, and you can buy a ticket that way as well. But the tickets, we picked up the tickets today, so we're ready to start selling those. At this point, we have 300 tickets to sell. Let's see. And then May 6th, as Greg had said, the schools have, their theme this year is Field of Dreams, and so all the schools in Beavercreek are going to participate in an Owens Place Family Fun Day hosted by Beavercreek City Schools in Rotary Park. There'll be food trucks, and the proceeds go to Owens Place. It's from 12 to 6, and there'll be handicap parking at Victory and Rotary Park, but everyone else will be at the high school and be shuttled, or they can walk. But that's all of the schools will be participating in that fun day. And then looking way out in September, September 30th, if you're a runner, we'll have our 5K, 1K. There's a 1K walk, roll, and a 5K, and I think a 10K with that as well. And Kiwanis is running that.
Great. Thanks, Candy.
And so I will make a slide for that for next time with all of the dates and things. So you can, the only one that's coming up before our next meeting is the Paddles Up on March 9th. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Sharon?
I just would encourage anybody who would like to help a child go to camp on scholarship that you do consider doing that and getting hold of the Parks and Recs Department, and let's see if we can send, 15, 20 kids to camp this summer that cannot afford to do that. So I just would encourage you to consider doing that. It's a great time for these kids.
And I have nothing to add. I would like to once again thank Greg Gustafson for coming out and sharing his information about the Owens Place Baseball League. And thank everyone for watching tonight. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.